2026 Chevrolet Trailblazer. Welcome back to Improve Autos. Let's be honest, most small, affordable SUVs are, well, boring. They look like appliances. But the 2026 Chevrolet Trailblazer refuses to blend in. Often called the Baby Blazer, this subcompact SUV brings Camaro-inspired aggression and premium technology to a price point that fits almost any budget. If you want a car that looks expensive but costs less than a basic sedan, keep watching. The Trailblazer's superpower is choice. Chevy offers two distinct personalities for the top trims. You have the RS, which is the sporty, street-focused model with blacked-out badges and 19-inch wheels. Then there's the Active, designed for the rugged, outdoorsy look with unique tires and suspension tuning. And the best part, the pricing remains incredible. The base LS model is expected to start right around $24,000. Even a fully loaded all-wheel drive RS or Active model will likely sit under $32,000, making it one of the best value for looks propositions in the US market. This is why people buy this car. The 2026 Trailblazer carries over the sharp, angular front fascia that mimics its bigger brother, the Chevy Blazer. The split headlight design and the massive grille give it a serious road presence. But the signature feature is the two-tone roof. On the RS and Active trims, that floating roof design in black or white makes the car pop in traffic. It doesn't look like an entry-level EcoBox. It looks like a custom-ordered crossover. It's proof that you don't need to spend $50,000 to turn heads. Inside, Chevy has ditched the cheap car feel. The dashboard is dominated by a massive 11-inch diagonal infotainment touchscreen paired with an 8-inch digital driver cluster. This isn't an option. This is standard on many trims. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, meaning you can leave the cords at home. The RS trim adds cool red accents and a flat bottom steering wheel, while the Active trim uses durable materials that feel ready for a muddy camping trip. Is it a luxury car? No. But does it feel way more modern than a Honda HR-V? Absolutely. Now, let's talk performance. Under the hood, you're likely looking at the 1.3-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It produces 155 horsepower. Now, that doesn't sound like much, and frankly, it's not a race car. 0 to 60 takes about 9 seconds. However, around town, that turbo gives it plenty of zip. If you live in a snowy state, the available all-wheel drive system is a must-have. It also swaps the CVT transmission for a smoother 9-speed automatic, which makes the driving experience much better. 2026 GMC Sierra EV. For years, electric trucks were either too weird, like the Cybertruck, or too basic. But GMC is changing the game. This is the 2026 GMC Sierra EV. It takes the insanely powerful guts of the Hummer EV, wraps them in the premium luxury of a Denali, and adds a bed that can extend into the cabin. Is this the ultimate no-compromise electric truck? Let's find out. Pricing and the new lineup. When the Sierra EV first launched as the Edition 1, it cost nearly $100,000. But for 2026, the lineup is expanding to be more attainable. We expect to see the entry-level Elevation trim starting around $60,000, putting it in direct competition with the F-150 Lightning. Then there's the off-road focused AT4, likely sitting in the $80,000 range. And of course, the king remains the Denali Edition 1, sitting at $99,495. Whether you want a work truck or a luxury cruiser, GMC now has an option for you. Performance and range, the 440-mile king. Let's talk numbers, because they are massive. The Sierra EV is built on the Ultium platform. In max power mode, this truck unleashes 754 horsepower and 785 pound-feet of torque. That launches this heavy truck from 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds. But the number that actually matters is range. GMC estimates the Sierra EV Denali will deliver a massive 440 miles of range on a single charge. That blows the F-150 Lightning out of the water. Plus, with 800-volt architecture, it can charge at 350 kilowatts, adding 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes. Now let's talk about the cool stuff. The Sierra EV features the Multi-Pro midgate. This allows you to fold down the back seats and remove the rear window, extending the bed length from 5 feet 11 inches to nearly 11 feet. You can haul a kayak or drywall with the tailgate closed. It is engineering genius. It also features 4-wheel steer, giving it a tight turning circle, and yes, it has crab walk, allowing the truck to move diagonally at low speeds. It's a gimmick, sure, but it's incredibly useful in tight parking spots.
Interior and technology, Denali luxury. Inside, the Sierra EV separates itself from its brother, the Chevy Silverado EV. This is pure luxury. The dashboard is dominated by a massive, portrait-oriented 16.8-inch infotainment screen. The materials are top tier: open-port wood, etched stainless steel, and premium quilted leather. It feels expensive because it is expensive. And for highway driving, it comes standard with Super Cruise, allowing for hands-free towing and driving on compatible roads across the US and Canada.
2026 Mitsubishi Montero. The legend is waking up. For years, the Toyota Land Cruiser has ruled the off-road world unchallenged. That reign is about to end. Reports are flooding in that Mitsubishi is reviving its most iconic nameplate. And it's not just a crossover, it is a high-tech, rugged off-roader. Let's be clear, Mitsubishi isn't building this to compete with the Honda Pilot. They are aiming straight for the new Toyota Land Cruiser 250 and the Land Rover Defender. This will be the brand's halo car, a premium flagship. Because it's moving up market, don't expect budget pricing. We estimate the 2026 Montero will start around $55,000, climbing up to $70,000 for the top spec luxury trims. This places it right in the sweet spot, cheaper than a Defender but matching the Land Cruiser on capability. Mitsubishi is the world leader in plug-in hybrids, and this is where the Montero will shine. While rivals use Turbo 4s, the Montero is rumored to feature a high-performance PHV powertrain. We are talking about a potential V6 or high-output 4-cylinder mated to powerful electric motors, delivering a combined output of over 380 horsepower and massive torque. This setup would offer silent, electric-only off-roading for nature trails and raw gas power for highway cruising. It's the perfect bridge between old-school toughness and modern efficiency. You can't call it a Montero without legendary 4x4 capability. The 2026 model will feature an evolved version of Mitsubishi's famous Super Select 4WD2 system. Combined with SAWC, Super All-Wheel Control, this SUV will have torque vectoring that makes it handle like a rally car on dirt and crawl like a goat over rocks. Expect locking differentials, multiple terrain modes, and water wading depth that rivals the best in the business. Inside, Mitsubishi is going full luxury. Forget the cheap plastics of the past. The new Montero will be a legitimate 3-row 7-seater family hauler. Expect semi-aniline leather, real metal accents, and a massive panoramic sunroof. The tech will be top tier, likely featuring dual 12.3-inch screens and a premium Yamaha sound system like the Concept. It's designed to be comfortable enough for the school run and tough enough for the Sahara. 2026 Novo Trailblazer. If you live in the US, you know the Chevy Trailblazer as a small, cute crossover. But in the rest of the world, the Trailblazer is a monster. Meet the 2026 Novo Chevrolet Trailblazer. This isn't a grocery getter. This is a massive, body-on-frame, 7-seater diesel SUV based on the Chevy Colorado. Today, we look at the truck-based beast that American off-roaders are missing out on. Price and positioning. Let's talk money, because this is not a budget car. In markets like Brazil, this is a status symbol competing with the Toyota Fortuner. The 2026 High Country model commands a price equivalent to roughly $65,000 USD. Yes, that sounds high, but remember, this sits above the Colorado in luxury and capability. It's a premium, heavy-duty family hauler. Design and engine. The Duramax. The 2026 model gets a massive facelift, adopting the aggressive face of the Chevy Colorado. It's rugged, boxy, and sits high on massive tires. But the real jealousy starts under the hood. It packs the updated 2.8-liter Duramax turbo diesel engine. It pumps out 207 horsepower and a massive 376 pound-feet of torque, paired with a new 8-speed automatic. This thing is built to tow boats and climb mountains without breaking a sweat, something the US crossover just can't do. Interior and tech. 7-seater luxury. Inside, Chevy has ditched the old truck feel. The cabin is now fully modernized with soft-touch leather and premium stitching. You get the new tech suite straight from the Colorado, a digital driver cluster, and a massive 11-inch central touchscreen with Google built in. But the killer feature, 3 rows of seats. This is a true 7-passenger 4x4 that blends rugged durability with modern family comfort. 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 is already a design icon. It looks like an 80s concept car brought to life. But for the 2026 model, Hyundai didn't just rest on their laurels, they listened. They have fixed almost every single complaint owners had. With a bigger battery, a rugged and new off-road model, and native access to Tesla superchargers, the 2026 Ioniq 5 is ready to defend its title as the best EV on the road. Pricing and the tax credit return. Let's talk money, because this is the biggest news for American buyers. The 2026 Ioniq 5 is now being built at the new Hyundai Meta plant in Georgia. Why does that matter? Because it likely qualifies for the full $7,500 federal tax credit again, something the previous imported models lost. We expect the base SE standard range to start around $43,000, with the long-range trims sitting near $48,000. But if you factor in that potential tax credit, this becomes one of the most affordable high-tech EVs you could buy. Performance, range, and NACS. Under the retro skin, the engineering gets a boost. The battery size has grown from 77.4 kilowatt hours to a larger 84 kilowatt hour pack. This pushes the range of the rear-wheel drive models to an estimated 310 plus miles, over 500 kilometers. But the game changer is charging. The 2026 Ioniq 5 now comes standard with the NACS, or North American Charging Standard port. That means no adapters. You can pull up to a Tesla supercharger, plug in, and charge. The new XRT trim. Do you want your retro EV to look tough? Meet the new Ioniq 5 XRT. This isn't just an appearance package. The XRT gets a 0.9-inch suspension lift for better ground clearance. It wears distinct black 18-inch wheels wrapped in all-terrain tires. Visually, it gets digital camouflage cladding on the bumpers and blacked-out badges. It's designed for the person who actually wants to take their EV camping down a gravel trail without worrying about scraping the bottom. Interior fixes. They listened. Inside, Hyundai fixed the things that drove people crazy. First, it finally has a rear wiper. You can actually see out the back window in the rain now. Second, physical buttons. The heated seats and steering wheel controls are now real buttons on the center console, not buried in a screen menu. The center console has been redesigned with a new wireless charging pad location, and the infotainment system is faster, running the new CCNC operating system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard across the board.